Time flies by June Childress. We know what we are, but not what we may be. However, I know that I mainly see myself as a male who has a loving family, who taught me about the different races and how it works out there in the world, who motivated me to become a part of the economic system. I think of having a loving, caring family is where to start in life because you can go so far with it. From instant, family played a part in my life. My mom and my granny and everyone else. With those two helped me the most. Was always there for me and never let me down. I knew I could count on them. When I fell down, my granny could sense something wasn't right. I didn't know how, but it always sort of happened. Showed me tricks on how to treat a young lady and how to approach one and look. I was back in 7th grade. I really liked this girl. Talked to my mom about it and she told my granny. And they said, if you really like the girl, tell her how you feel. Don't be shy. And also, don't play with her heart. Just be well with her. So the next day, I went and told her how I feel. The funny part was that she kind of liked me as well, but didn't know how to tell me. So it worked out well for me. This is why family played well in the 33 was that the man was 600 feet on the ground and the mice trapped. Once the man's family heard about them, they came strolling in, supporting them all the way, and getting them out. The family never left them. Gave them food, clothing, so they can survive. Family is all we have. They would get us out, quoted from one of the men. On the way they got them out, what's the aim to miss? Instead of aim to direct hit. It worked. Got them all out, one by one, and they returned to their family, all safe and sound. I have grown over the last 4 years with family is that I knew I can count on them for everything and don't expect anything in return. Just doing it out of free willing. Having a great heart and something down the road will truly bless you. This also showed that family was a big part of where it introduced me into my finest life. Economics played a part in my life when I first started working. I always wanted a job so I can have my own money in. Was tired of asking my mom for it, so one day I got up bright and early, went on a job hunt, and came across Dunkin' Donuts. And they was having an open interview. They sat me down, gave me an application. I filled it out, gave it back to them. 10 minutes later, they called me for a private interview. It was supposed to be a group interview, but the manager must like me. She said I filled out the app correctly and well. I like your style. Is this your first job? I said yes. This will be my very first job. She said, back. Congratulations, welcome to the team. I've been working there for a year. In the middle of the year, God blessed me with another job, Papa John's. Job in the summer, it was seasonal. Job ever since, then my mindset has been changed. All I think about is money. In the movie Blackfish, economics ties with Blackfish and SeaWorld reported a widely loss and is $25.4 million as attendance in the theme parks continue to fall. SeaWorld has been battling negative publicity after a 2013 documentary. Blackfish said treatments of animals led to death and training. Blackfish was holding them in capacity, and mistreating them. Other job. After I got done with Papa John's, I went to McDonald's. Stayed there for about about 3 months. Stayed there about 3 months, and then I quit. And now I'm working at Walmart. It's a decent job. I have grown over the last 4 years with economics is that the beginning of the year I was always begging for something or having someone doing it for me. But as I got older, I started to see I gotta get it on my own. No one just gonna hand stuff out to me. I have to get it up. That's what I did. Racism was a part of my life by when I was growing up. White people wasn't too fine about the black culture, and it wasn't kind of hard growing up knowing someone helps you because of your skin color. I was picked on because I was super fat, called names, saying I was never going to be anything in life. It was really crushing me inside. I started to think it was all true. And one day I had a dream just to keep moving forward. You are your own person. Can't nobody stop you but you. Also, when I was working one day at Papa John's, it was a customer was very, very ignorant because we ran out of pizza, and we gladly told him that more pizza was on the way. He replied, "How do you have niggers running a pizza joint? This ain't no Popeyes joint. Y'all got Kool-Aid back there?" I told him, "I can no longer serve you. No, remove yourself from my store, please." Me and my brother. Racism deal in the book To Kill a Mockingbird was that imagine a world where everyone with blue eyes gotta give orders to everyone with brown eyes. If you was born with blue eyes, you get the good job, the good school, the good house, and all fair trials you could want. If you had the brown eyes, too bad. It was murder, labor, rudimentary education, and a house by a dump. I have grown from this was kind of hard growing up knowing that someone hates you because of your skin. Because they was taught to hate because of their skin color or didn't want other people to shine. But I started to get comfortable with myself and who I am, not caring what other people think of me. Throughout my years at West, I have seen my many changes in how I interpret Texas and interests with others. The 33 affects me generally because I never thought about re-examine my thoughts on how I never thought about myself in terms of family because reading it. It made me re-examine my thoughts on how I appreciate them much more. And now, when I read other texts, I find myself focused on where do everything in family falls and what is the full effects. I think this change happened because after watching the movie 33, the family never let them down, never gave up on the man. They knew they was going to survive. This was important to my growth and as a individual because knowing myself and dealing with family, they have also never gave up on me and kept me going. In addition to looking at racism through To Kill a Mockingbird, shapes how I view other carefully and watch with, I say, at the right moment. When the time period, I think of affect me because you don't know who is watching or listening. Just can't go around saying anything. Well, you can have freedom of speech, but you have to know what you're talking about. Although I did not change my percepts on financing. I feel that watching Blackfish reinforced my views on finance because at the end of the day, no one will always hold your hand and they will guide you in the right direction, but the rest of you have to do on your own. Overall, I would say the biggest change throughout these past few years was race because of you start to look who's there for you and who's not. I think my family has had the most impact on how to proceed in the world because they made me who I am today. and guiding me in the right direction.